Episode 1, growing up in the system. So by the time elementary was around and shit, I was already bad. Like I was getting write-ups in, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, always getting kicked out of class. So by the time I hit sixth grade, my dad was he moved to G-Town County. Well, he lived in Webster, so it was the borderline of Harris County, G County, and I was going to like a proper ass school. And over there, if you bad as hell, you gonna stand out because there's not a lot of bad kids. So by the time it was my birthday in October, I already had 2 tickets for cussing out teachers and stuff over like dumbass shit. I was tripping, I was just bucking the system and shit. And like my birthday in October, like I said, and I was in ISS on my birthday. I remember hearing that shit on the announcement. The teacher was like, "Damn, it's your birthday." I was like, "It's whatever though, I ain't give a fuck about none of that shit." But so 6th grade hit, I was getting in trouble, boom, boom. And then I got in this one last little trouble around November or some shit. And my dad, I had longer hair then, that was the style or whatever. And it was growing out a little bit. And my dad shaved my head, boom, boom. I got a scar right here, I'll show y'all later. And he said, "If you don't want to be here, go live with your mama then." My mama and them from Corpus. So I was like, fuck it, I moved down there, I'm mad as hell. That same night they drove my ass smooth to Corpus, no bullshit, that same night. And when I went over there, my mama was single mom, of course, my dad over here. She had a boyfriend over here, but he was lame, like he was on some bullshit to me. And not to me, but just in general. And boom, I was going to a school called Hamlin. It wasn't bad, but it was bad enough. Like it was worse than them schools over there in Webster for shit show. So I was going there for 2 months. Couple people was trying to fight me because I was different. I was going back and forth school. So, that's how schools are. Like kids that try to check you. We was running 10 seconds, all that shit. When you popular, motherfuckers always hating and shit. So 2 or 3 months down the line, I was just getting in trouble thugging over there as well. Just couldn't listen, always in ISS. So, let me clear my throat. So, when it came down to it, they kicked me out of school. That was the first time I think I went to alternative school. And it was a school called SLGC. And when I went there, that was the first real time I saw other bad kids like me. Them motherfuckers was on Turner. Like, they was boxing everywhere. So I was like, oh shit, this is why, this is what we turn up at. And we was flipping dash, throwing the books at the teachers, all that shit. And I couldn't, and if you've been to alternative school, you've been to SL, you've been to schools like that, you gotta earn your days. Well, I could never earn my days, and it swung all the way around to spring break. And when spring break came around, I went to juvenile one time when I was over there. That was just for some petty shit, just some small 2-3 day shit. And then, boom, spring break came around. My mama got in an argument with like my brother. My brother was like, "Let's just go back to the city." That's the H. And I was like, fuck it, I go too. I miss my dad. So much time has gone by that, yeah, fuck it. I forgot about all that other shit. So when I came over here, I was still in SL, so I had to transfer over alternative schools. Well, my other brothers, my stepbrothers, one of them was going to alternative school too, and we went to intake together. And it was AEP, like a school for like over there in Webster and shit, Webster, League City area. And it was all right. I mean, it was nothing like SL. SL was lit. So when I went there, it was already weak as fuck to me. Like, ain't no teacher finna tell me shit, I was over there turning up. So, boom, I spent 6th grade the rest of the year in alternative school. By the time I turned like 12, it was 6th grade summer. Me and my homeboy, 6th grade, going into 7th grade, me and my homeboy Trey, I don't know where he at, bro. Fucking message me if you ever see this. We was breaking into cars, just through the neighborhood. That's just shit we used to do growing up. I open up that hole like it's mine. And or like when we walked to school, we were just breaking a couple cars. Back then it was harder to get money, so we did whatever it took to get money. And we got somebody saw us breaking in cars because the alarm went off, and then the laws arrested us. And it was another white boy from Friendswood. People call that shit Friendlywood. Them motherfuckers weak. No disrespect, but like they proper as fuck, so he tried to get us to take the charge, and was like, hell no, like you did this shit too, like bitch, go let on. So when I went into juvenile, I just went for like 2 weeks, because that's all you would do is like a little 2-week turnaround. It really was shit. A couple people that were there, the dude named Clayton was in there, Eddie Price, Kiki Spurlock, shit. So them boys was already lit in that hole, you know what I'm saying? Like them motherfuckers was already doing time, doing juvenile time. And that Clayton boy, like, he would throw shit at the walls. He would be in A1 rubber room. You ever be in G-Town County, you know what that motherfucker be at. You be in that hole if you get too turned up and you acting too wild. And you gotta, like, you know, you gotta shit in the hole. And I got home, whatever. And then I started going to regular school again. I still couldn't pay attention because that hole was so weak to me and I was just so bad that they kicked me out. Boom. When I was at alternative school the second time in about 7th grade, the beginning of 7th grade, you know, like when you work, you wear the same jeans sometimes. I mean, sometimes people do that. And when I was going to school, I wore the same jeans because you had to have black slacks. Well, somehow I had dope in my pocket. Not somehow, I had dope in my pocket. And when I went to school, it was still in my pocket. So you get searched down when you go to alternative school. So when I reached in my pocket to empty out my pockets, dope fell out. And that shit fucked me up. Like, you know, when your whole life just like freezes 1 second because you know it's over, but not really it's over, but you know, like, fuck. Well, that happened. And they grabbed me, boom, boom. Next thing you know, I was on the way to juvenile. There's a lady cop there at the time. She was telling me, like, you think your dad gonna take this case? Because my dad was already cutting up in the streets out there. He made his own name for himself because he was fucking up as well. Like, one time I saw him get tased 3 times outside the house. He was just thugging. And like, they pulled a gun out on him and shit. And he was like, shit, you gonna shoot me then? Shoot me then. Everybody out, they pulled the guns out on us. They're like, get the fuck on the ground to us too. Because shit, ask anybody, I'm ready to turn up for anybody. I've been fighting laws. They weren't on shit. They was killing people then, but this is way before the fact, like 9 days when people really dying and shit. You just didn't really hear of it then. Well, 7th grade got caught with dope. The teacher asking me, no, the cop asking me, you think your dad gonna take this case? I'm like, what? So they trying to give me the snitch. My dad wasn't even, you know, whatever. And then I went to juvenile again, boom. That time I did a few months because it was a dope case, and they enhanced that whole because it's on school property. And yeah, so I was back there. So me being in alternative school, they sent me to boom, jjaep. And that was a juvenile school, you know, when you get kicked out of alternative school. And that whole is at the Galveston County Juvenile. Like, you go out there, they shave your head every fucking morning. Every Monday, if you got hair on your head, they'll shave your shit. And you gotta be walking around all itchy and shit. But it is what it is. And that whole is usually 3 months. Well, I had to do 6 months there because it was like severe in a sense. I met a lot of motherfuckers there at that time, like my boy Mike Garza, real talk. Shout out Mike. And who else? I don't think Julo was there yet. This Peso brother, he wasn't there yet, but he ended up coming there. And he was a little motherfucker at the time, but he had heart. And